Today on Drawbli, Abby is drawing.
Homework.
Click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve.
Share some of your art online with the hashtag Drawbli, and tell me about what you're doing here, Abby.
I am trying to match colors that I see in the image to the left and find them myself. I put a bunch of colors, like images on a big board, according to most saturated, least saturated, where they fall on the hue spectrum, and then tried, without color picking, to block out just an abstract image of just shapes.
Gotcha.
That I could eventually push into a little portrait.
So this is the first part of the assignment. If you have seen our last video, we showed off my homework here. I did not show off this part because, oh man, it took me a long time, and mine did not actually look nearly as good as Abby's here.
Okay, mine didn't look good either, but
These are
I'm
cool.
still showing it off.
No, these are super cool. I like the abstract nature of it. I like that I can see you throwing some paintbrush strokes over on the left as you're trying to like match a color.
It's hard. It's funny how reliant we can become on those color pickers. Not that it's a bad thing even, it's just like...
It's a bad thing.
It's nice to try and stretch yourself in new ways sometimes, and that can be like trying to...
I love that face.
Things.
it feels very fishy.
Fishy, yeah, that's what I thought too. But hey, it's a fishbowl. I don't know, so I tried to just smoosh those colors into place.
Smoosh those colors, huh?
That's what we saw in the homework.
Yeah, the thing is though that our teacher is a lot more experienced than...
but he takes that into account when he...
You saved it. You saved it a little there.
When he says, do this homework. He's not saying, first, become an art professional and then do this homework.
You're so right.
He's saying, start where you are, and yeah, of course he's better than we are, but he doesn't mind that we're not as good. He doesn't mind. He's okay with it. He said, it's okay that you're not as good as me. I teach at the Art Academy or Art Institute. I don't know where he teaches.
The Art Institute?
I don't know.
That's a Cincinnati thing.
Oh.
He used to teach at, oh God, maybe it is called the Art Institute of California.
Art Academy?
Art Academy? Who cares?
Oh
it doesn't
man,
matter.
he cares.
He did a teachy.
Look at me try to get that stripe for a million times.
So this image is actually from an artist that I recently did a sculpt of.
Oh, nice. Did you really?
Yeah. So where did you find this image?
On Pinterest, probably?
Huh. I wonder if there was some like subtle link clicking here that you found. Also, I see the S technique that you're doing there for the profile.
Secret shapes. That's right.
Yes, I do
he
remember
had
that
great
one.
secret shapes.
Great secrets.
Yeah.
shapes.
Now this is actually one of my worst little profiles I did for this assignment, so don't judge. But I gave it my best shot.
You're doing your best, and that is all you can do.
Actually, can I really say I'm doing my best, or am I just doing it fast?
Well, your first two here are definitely a little on the more rough side, but hey, if you're not liking the direction of a little sketch or, something that you're doing in the early stages like this, there's no reason to like sit there and fight it forever. Just move on to something else.
And that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
I say, oh, it's good enough. And I go on to the next thing. Shortly. I don't fight it forever. No, I definitely moved on really quickly. I didn't keep trying to make it look good. I said, it's time to go. And
how much time did you spend on these first two?
I have no idea. Not a whole lot of
2-3
time.
hours?
No, not even that long.
And here we have a lowish piece.
Yes, this piece had surprisingly so much more blue in it than I initially had realized at first glance. Like, you can see blue, especially when I say the word blue, your brain says, where's the blue? I see it. But it had so many...
Initially, you're just like, yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow and gray.
So many subtle grays. I think my little portrait I made out of this doesn't really match the color vibe from the original image. And
there's also a big case for, like, proportions of colors. Like, having...
Yeah.
Like, we look at this and we see all the yellow, and we put in a ton of yellow into the thumbnail, and it's like, oh, wait, we did way too much yellow compared to this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more subdued kind of grays going on, and then the yellows are a little more sparse. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see your skeletal work there.
A
from
rough little skull.
Yeah, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like this one?
This one, nah. But that, I don't think...
Oh, that looks great. That looks really cool.
Oh, thank you. I'm pretty comfortable in saying it's not yet the point to like these. It's more the point to just practice this technique. And
you're so right.
yeah.
Gosh, we just get so caught up trying to make something that we love,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
It happens, but it doesn't always happen.
It does
and
not
that's okay.
always happen. That's
I-
looking awesome.
Yeah, I guess I like it better than I thought I did. And I tried to get the colors kind of in there, but it was.
I like that you kind of, for the other two, you smushed your colors in and just kind of worked them around. I think that's definitely more of a difficult, like, advanced way to go. What you're doing here, I think, makes a lot more sense for working in general and especially our skill level.
Especially with how condensed my colors were on my
Whoa,
palette
these
image.
colors are awesome. I
Aren't
love
they?
the blue skin with the yellow highlights. That's so cool.
I do feel like this was a great homework assignment, a really good one. It's teaching me a lot about color.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I did do one more here for us.
Another one?
This is the last one that I probably took the most time on.
Is that a Kellogg's Sloops piece over there?
Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to know. I must have pulled 50 images from Pinterest for the initial part of this homework assignment, which was to just grab a bunch of images of color palettes you like, with color palettes that you enjoy looking at, and put them on this board. But I was just wanting to do that part of the assignment, so I grabbed like 50 images. I was not paying attention.
That's okay. If you don't know off the top of your head, maybe somebody in the comments does. As we always say, if you guys know, if we're pulling something from Pinterest, the references are very rarely linked properly. So please, if you know who it is, let us know and we'll include it in the description.
Yeah, but I guess it wouldn't hurt me to be a little more diligent about that. I mean, people work hard on those. They deserve recognition.
You spent the longest amount of time on this one? This is your final one, I guess?
Yeah, probably because I was really having a fun time with the sketching process. I just enjoyed it. I had a fun time. And if you're having a fun time, that's a good sign, right?
It is, yeah. I mean, I have a lot of fun drawing, I would say.
What's more
I had
fun,
a lot of
sculpting or drawing?
I am legally not obligated to answer that question, but drawing is a million times easier than sculpting. You heard it here first, folks. Drawing and painting is just so much faster and easier than sculpting. Even though I'm like only a year into learning how to draw and paint, it's still just it's so much faster and easier. And because of that, I've been enjoying, at least now, especially because it's novel, right? That makes it a lot more enjoyable as well.
Oh yes, novelty, the spice of life.
And this one, I love the swept back hair. Did you just like sketch this from your brain? What?
No reference, yeah.
Are you serious? Wow, that's awesome.
I just did lines that looked like they were going back off the head, and I thought that looks kind of cool, so I extended that into
It
hair.
does look super cool.
And then once again, I can't draw the chest area, the rib cage very well.
No, you did it perfect there.
And then I probably erase it a million times and end with it looking weird.
Oh, you had it in a pretty good perspective. Ooh, and like man, this is awesome. And these colors are gonna be cool.
Yeah, I go for the smooshing technique again here.
The smooshing. I definitely think that in some ways, like this kind of thing happens when you're creating educational content, where like you're in the moment as the teacher. And I'm not gonna say that this is what happened, but he was like, oh, this is kind of a quicker way that I might try it. And then he does it, and then like he may or may not realize later on, but like if a student were to attempt using this technique, they might actually struggle a lot, and it would be a lot easier for them to maybe not use this technique. I can't necessarily say that's exactly what happened, but in my opinion, maybe a little bit.
This made me feel like an airbrush artist at the mall.
Ooh.
I don't know why. The
colors. That green.
Yeah.
Especially.
That's exactly what it reminded me of. And I fiddled with it for, a lot longer than was technically still me probably benefiting by this exercise. But I was just having fun. I was at the Fort Thomas coffee shop and, just hanging out there with the high livers of Fort Thomas. They're so fancy.
And someone saw this blasphemous art that you're creating of this ghoul.
No, nobody.
I can't believe this is from your head.
Oh, thank you. Well, and the colors, I think that's where some of the value of this assignment
Even without
is to
the
me.
colors, just the forms. The forms
sketch.
are there.
Well, thank you. The skull exercises we did early on I feel like, really helped me a lot with setting down facial structure that
Imagine if we did
works.
twice as many skulls and
Oh
kept
my
practicing that stuff.
we'd be like unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Yes.
I think we've definitely improved from our time starting the course. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's been a great course. I love learning this way. There's learning just, by trying and doing and trying and doing. And there's learning by securing a teacher and having them show you things. And I think they're
Have a
both
little
very
bit of structure.
valid. They're both very valid, but I find so much value in the latter.
Don't forget, though, to, with your assignments, have a little creative freedom with them a little more, kind of like this one. I think the assignments in the past have been a little more rigid for Abigail.
A little more rigid. I guess. Anyway, here's my finished color palette exercise.
Anyway, click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
Share some of your ghouls online with the hashtag Drawbli.
And this is the part where we say goodbye.
Goomba. Wow, I can't believe you made the scariest drawing I've ever seen.
The scariest drawing you've ever seen so far.
I haven't seen a lot of scary drawings.
Clearly.